Here's part two, where, again, he cites fact checkers. Well, we needed to give fact checkers time. Keep in mind as you're listening to this, he gave conservatives no such leeway with the collusion hoax everybody knew was fake. In other words, he didn't say, do you guys get where I'm going with this? That the 2016 election, while Donald Trump colluded with the Russians, was making its way around Facebook. A lot of it after the election, but some of it before via that New Yorker article. They made no effort at all to say, we're giving Facebook fact checkers time to check this out beforehand. No, nothing. They allowed it to propagate still to this day.
Right.
Even though it's a debunked hoax. Still to this day. And he implies in this cut that the fact checkers are like neutral nonpartisans, which is a joke. Everybody knows they're Democrat Party opinion makers. Facebook had to admit to it themselves in court that fact checkers don't check facts, that they're opinion makers. They admitted to this in court. But listen to him cite the fact checkers as if, oh, look at them. They are like on Mount Olympus. They are so low. We don't get involved in that. Check this out.
For the, I think it was 5 or 7 days when it was basically being determined whether it was false, the distribution on Facebook was decreased, but people were still allowed to share it. So you could still share it. You could still consume it.
So when you say the distribution is decreased,
it got shared.
How does that work?
It basically, the ranking in newsfeed was a little bit less. So fewer people saw it than would have otherwise. So it definitely...
By what percentage?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's meaningful. But I mean, basically a lot of people were still able to share it. We got a lot of complaints that was the case. Obviously this is a hyper political issue. So depending on what side of the political spectrum, you either think we didn't censor it enough or censored it way too much. But we weren't sort of as black and white about it as Twitter. We just kind of thought, hey, look, if the FBI, which I still view as a legitimate institution in this country, it's like very professional law enforcement, they come to us and tell us that we need to be on guard about something, then I want to take that seriously.
Did they specifically say you need to be on guard about that story?
No, I don't remember if it was that specifically, but it basically fit the pattern.
This is, I don't even know where to start with that one either. There is so much let's start with the end first. Then he says, I think he's starting to catch himself here, Zuckerberg. Rogan, by the way, an amazing job letting this guy dig his own grave. He just lets him talk. He asks quick questions to the point. Bang. I got to do that. I ask long questions sometimes. It drives me nuts. Zuckerberg says at the end when asked, did they censor that specific story, tell you to censor that specific story? Zuckerberg says, no, I don't think it was that specifically, but they said Russian disinformation was out there. Wait. So now they didn't even, now Zuckerberg's words, not mine. You guys heard it, right?
Yeah.
Zuckerberg is very specific saying, oh no, they didn't even ask us about that story. Oh, so you just censored the biggest political story of the election. The president and the president's son involved in shady business deals, according to very serious allegations, with the Chinese Communist Party and others. And the information's buried on a laptop we have belonging to the president's son. They didn't even tell you about that, and you just rushed and jumped to censor that anyway. Astonishing cojones. Astonishing cojones.
I got balls of steel.
Yeah. No, you don't. Titanium.
My man.
Steel is underselling it. These are titanium gonads. Facebook, one of the most dangerous companies in the history of the planet. This guy, I'm telling you, may be single-handedly responsible for having set humanity on a destructive course by what he did and his company. Then he just, in the beginning, going back to the beginning of cut 2, he just lies. And he thinks you're stupid. And Rogan nails him to the wall. Oh, you could share it. We just reduced distribution. That's like saying, listen, Guy, I'm going to share my brick house hole-in-one. Well, I have them right here on the desk on a pitch. Hole-in-one bars, but I'm not going to distribute them to you. Oh, I thought you said you're going to share them. No, I'm sharing it. Can I have one? No, you can't. And then Joe goes, well, can I have one? No, you either. Then producer Jim's like, how about me? No, not you. I'm sharing. Producer Mike, can I have one? No. Paula comes up. Can I have? No, you can't. I'm not distributing them.
Yeah.
This guy thinks you're an idiot. So then what does Rogan say to him? Oh, you reduced distribution. What's the percentage? Because that kind of matters, right, Joe? I mean, if you reduce the distribution by 1%, all right, maybe Zuckerberg has a point.
Right.
That we're idiots, but 99% of people still saw it. Notice how he doesn't answer the question. Oh, yeah, I don't know. He says it was meaningful, but he won't put a number on it. Meaningful meaning like what? 99% of people who would have known about this on Facebook and changed their vote potentially, because we know 17% of Biden voters said they would have changed their vote if they had known this. Why? Because it's a poll out there we've cited many times. Is it 99% of people who didn't see it? Because that would mean that Trump would have won the election. Again, we're not even talking about the Zuckerbucks. This is just astonishing. Now, you may be tempted to say,